Perfect. Erica, thank you again for being willing to come up and share a little bit of your experience. I share with you, I think a lot of people are going to be shocked by how normal it is to experience what you're experiencing right now. And so if you could just recap, what are we discussing today?
Um, just our different rearranging our strategy for getting to the goal. And so recognizing that calorie counting for me works better in blocks of time, such as like the challenges that we have where you have, the specific, rules laid out and it's a definite time. And that's not to say that you won't ever do it again, but it kind of helps you get over the slump to refocus and to have to build back your consistency. So definitely coming off of, a social summer and things and feeling like, can refocus back to, um, specifically the nutrition part, um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I find it's easier for me to fall back into the the activity, the movement, and wanting to go, especially when there are things that prevent me from going, whether it be injury or tattoos or things like that. So, um, yeah, setting up even if it's not with the group challenge, but my own personal challenge to say, okay, for the next 6 or 8 weeks, here's what we're doing, here's
Yeah,
the rules, and let her rip.
definitely. So if I'm understanding correctly, summer was fun. During the summer, some food flexibility, some travel, some social eating, fill in the blank, all the things that like summer's supposed to bring. And you're identifying that you want to continue making progress towards your weight loss goals. However, one of the things that doesn't work all the time for you is calorie counting. You seem to be able to do it when there's like a timeline associated with it, right? Which makes a whole bunch of sense. It's totally natural, totally normal to like only want to do something that tedious when the timeline is associated with it, right? And so you're thinking, okay, in terms of my timeline, quarter four is like here, and then quarter four actually ends a little bit early with the holidays coming. And so with the holidays coming, maybe not free falling into oblivion how you have maybe in the past, but developing some of those skills that allow you to keep making progress even over the holiday season. Just wanted to keep that up and just trying to identify what that needs to look like.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. We're gonna have a critical conversation here.
Mhm.
Question for you. What's the constant? If you're constantly vacillating between super rigid, track, organized, bop, 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 to not,
Mhm.
where is the constant? Because what we can do, and this is for anybody who's listening to this call, right? The mistake that we make is putting our goal into a container of 4 months. Like, no, your goal is the next 4 months and then the 4 months after that, and then the rest of your life. Hopefully, our objective isn't just, okay, I do this for 4 months. Like, no, because that's what continues the spiral and cycle. So, how do we identify the constants that help us continually make progress toward the goal, but that help us keep the goal too, right? And so maybe the constant isn't necessarily calorie tracking because calorie tracking is just taking what's happening and putting it on paper. That's all calorie tracking is. So maybe the constant doesn't necessarily have to be calorie tracking as much as the constant needs to be like calorie preparation because all we're doing when we track is just reporting what happened, right?
Mhm.
And so maybe a part of the strategy is getting ahead of what's going to happen. And that has to be a constant. Does that make sense?
A little bit. So I
Okay.
guess I have figuring out like what those activities or those behaviors are going to be, or maybe what the threshold is so that it's not going back to day one, but the threshold that's higher than day one, but something you can come to when you're coming out of those set times of, you know, extreme focus.
Yeah. Like what does constant moderate focus look like? What does forever focus look like?
Hmm.
Because dipping into, calorie tracking and the weighing and measuring, like we said, that stuff works for 90 days. We need something that's going to work all year long, right? And so, like, when we say moderate focus, like, do you have things that have felt good in the past that you're like, actually, no, like, I can do this most of the time? When we say most of the time, like 5 or 6 days a week at minimum. Are there things that are coming up for you that you're thinking, like, actually, no, like, these could be my new identity markers, to be honest? Because when we think about the shifts that you're making, you've lost 20 pounds, you've lost 30 pounds, you've lost 40 pounds, fill in the blank. The goal isn't to lose it. The goal is to keep it off. So what behaviors and what about my identity needs to become constant in order to get to a place where I can keep that stuff? Like what's standing out to you?
Um, well, overall eating behaviors such as like how many days I'm cooking versus saying, hey, I'll just like grab something out. Um, and being consistent about looking ahead at the week to say, okay, do I have an event so I know where to move that non-cooking day? Um, that can be more consistent.
Okay. So strategizing around your event schedule for the week, which, we're grateful for a full week. We're grateful for things to do over the weekend, people to hang out with. But like, I need to know what's coming up so I can know how I can prepare for it, so I can keep making progress toward my goal, so I can stop the spiral, the cycle, right? And then preparing my own food at home versus grabbing something. It's that get ahead theme, which is a constant. Getting ahead, right? Staying ahead, getting ahead, planning, strategizing, pre-thinking are the constants that should be happening whether calories get logged or not, right?
Mhm.
So, I mean, what's your like next rightest step with this?
And probably also to like my shopping list, like have it like how you make the lists during the challenges. Like I
Mm-hmm.
probably should have like not a yes and no list, but like your always list. And like this list is like limited to like once a month or, and being conscious of like how often I buy certain things to be like, oh no, you got some of that last week, so you got to wait till next month before you can buy it.
1,000% real. Peanut butter has to go. In my home, currently, the culprit is peanut butter. She got to get out of here. She got to go. We're not buying anymore. Once this is gone, once this jar is gone, she's not coming back for the foreseeable future, right? Because, like you said, there's the constant menu, constant, stable, always. It works toward pursuit of my goal. It works toward balance. It works towards happiness. The constant menu. Then there was the summer menu. Then there's a summer menu, which is a lot more flexible and a lot more inclusive, right? And so as we think about like, I feel like a lot of people are kind of in this mode where we're just recouping, not necessarily what we lost, but kind of bringing some structure and organization back to the nutritional environment as school starts, as summer's ending, seasons are changing, we'll be more home, more in the house. Like, good. These are great things. So starting with your menu, getting ahead of your week, like what's priority number one? So if we connect again, say 10 days from now,
Mhm.
what is the one thing that you want to say, like, nope, I did it, check the box. This is working. It's a constant.
Um, Creating that list and like actually keeping it, like I'll keep it on my phone. And if I need to adjust things like, move, so it'll be there. So if I need to move things over, I can do that. But I think that'll be a lot easier. So instead of having to like constantly like make a list every week, I just put everything on there and then check off what I'm getting at the time because I don't necessarily need to get everything, but just all of the things that are suitable for this season.
Yep. Always on the list, right? Like it's just always on the list. Eggs, egg whites, fruit, almonds, fill in the blank, like things we just know, like when we do our grocery shopping, like I'm just re-upping the things that I always have. It's always on the list. Trader Joe's butter chicken, whatever it is, it's just always on the list. It's always here, right? And the moments for flexibility, we save those moments for flexibility when we need them, when we need them, right? That's what this balance and sustainability is all about. So with this, we will actually connect here in 9 days, which is the perfect amount of time to just like put this into operation. How would you rate your overall confidence in like giving this a go and being successful with it over the next 9 days? 0 to 10.
Creating the creating the shopping list and kind of weaning down. Um, I'll put it at a 7 or 8. I do know like with my birthday coming up, I do want
25th,
the 10th,
10th.
the 10th. Um, that'll be like the closing ceremonies. We'll see.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then we'll hop on to like the list will be already created by then, and then I'll also have time to further curate it. That may even be like a good field trip to go not just shopping, but like going up and down the aisles and seeing, you
Mm-hmm.
know, which lists to put things on that I typically buy or something new that I can buy that will fall into it.
Bingo, bingo. Okay. The list is off. Let's make a list. If you want to make it virtual and share it with me, like in a Google Doc or sheet or something like that, and just like email it to me, we can collab on it. I'm happy to leave commentary on it as well if that would be helpful for you. But let me know, just send me a note once the list is prepared, send me the list, and then we can just virtually chat through it. And then when we connect on next Thursday, back into our groove, back on the money. But hopefully this is helpful for you. How you feeling now?
I'm feeling good. I talking through things helps to develop good ideas. Saying it out loud
Mm-hmm.
makes it feel a lot better and more
Perfect.
doable. So yeah,
That's the goal. That's the goal. All right, you got this. Keep me posted this week. Let me know how it's going, okay?
will do. Thank you
All righty,
much.
look. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.